Before becoming an assistant principal, I was a teacher. I taught for 11 years in career tech education, teaching digital media, and I also was a running start instructor for Great Bay Community College, so 2 of my classes were available for college credit. And prior to that, I actually was a learning and development consultant in business, working with high-tech companies and developing training programs for them. So I came into education at the high school level from teaching adults for a number of years. When I was in high school, I was actually very much involved with the band program. During my junior year of high school was actually Joanne Houston's first year here at Spalding. So I played all the way from 5th grade through actually college. I started out playing trumpet, and then I switched over to French horn, and I was an all-state for a number of years when I was in high school. And walking through the door from Spalding this time around, looking at the building, one of the things that I think strikes you is that you're one of 7 administrators in the building. And when you look at this building from the outside, you can't help but stop yourself once in a while and go, wow, this is a huge building. And with that comes a lot of responsibilities. So I think every once in a while you do stop and have that sort of hit you a bit that wow, this is a pretty big deal. For 8th graders or incoming freshmen, I think that it's really important to understand that it's a period of transition. And I think that any time that anyone transitions, whether it's from middle school to high school or high school to college, you need to give yourself a little bit of a break and understanding that you're going to be in a new environment with new people, new physical locations. So you need to come in and know that you're not going to have the answers, know that everyone else is just as nervous and afraid as you are, and that it's okay to ask questions and it's okay to make mistakes. I think that one thing about Spalding that's different is just the fact that we have about 1,500 students and 220 adults. Makes things be a little bit more complex, just because you have to take into consideration any type of project that you're working on involves more numbers and also has more rippling effect to other departments. So I think that you have to stop once in a while when you're working on a project and just think about the cause and effect relationship of what you're doing and how it relates. Some of the things about Spalding that I'd love to see changed in the future is that I really would like to see technology play a bigger role across the entire spectrum. I feel that we as a school could really start embedding some technology into our curriculum across the board. So I would really love to, while I'm here, work very much on making sure that equipment is available to students, that the backbone of our infrastructure can support that equipment, and also that teachers are more comfortable reaching for technology as a tool that can help them instructionally. Well, the hours that I work vary due to the calendar of what's going on. If it's a very busy sports season and we have a lot of games with a local community that is a high competitive relationship going on with them, we have to attend those games, or we're asked to attend those games, and I like to attend them anyway. Last week was a week that I normally don't count up my hours, but I ended up working 65 hours last week due to some evening events. I'm usually here about 6:30 in the morning, and I usually don't leave here till 5 on average. And then from there would go home and have dinner. Thankfully I'm local, so I can do that. I take the most pride in Spalding when I walk around here and I see kids that are actually really excited to be here and that they're seeing that there's great value in their education. I was just recently up in a math class before coming down, and I was watching students actually start to understand exactly what the teacher was presenting, and the light bulbs went off. So I get really excited when I see those light bulbs go off. I also get a little choked up, honestly, when I'm at events and I see kids that are really enjoying that time, because you will never have high school, you live in high school once. There's a time period of 4 years that you are a high school student, and that time goes so quickly. I think that Spalding still has a great spirit about it. I think that there's a lot of pride in this community about Spalding that as a high school student you may not recognize, but as someone that's been in the community and been around Rochester for a number of years, you see people when you're at the grocery store that you remember from high school that are still associated with this community. And there's a lot of Spalding pride that I think is embedded within Rochester. So I think that for me it's really exciting to be back and be a part of that and to see it sort of still breathe and not just be a high school memory from 30 years ago.